In a swirl of stage lights and whispered jibes, a familiar Netflix comedian has stepped into the ring once again, unleashing a verbal lashing on Meghan Markle's newest series, With Love, Meghan. The criticism isn't subtle, it's a full-blown middle finger aimed at the British royals. Whitney Cumming, known for her two popular stand-up specials on the streaming service, paints a vivid picture. This show isn't about heartfelt storytelling but a cheeky, almost secret message to King Charles, Prince Harry, and the rest of the palace crowd. Can a simple TV series really hide such sharp digs behind its charming smile? Every detail of the show seems to carry a hidden barb. According to Whitney, even the way Meghan makes her tea and spreads her jam is not an innocent act of domesticity but a pointed roast at the royal traditions. Imagine the delicate clink of a teacup, the aroma of freshly steeped leaves under a gentle sun, all serving as a coded message to those accustomed to pomp and circumstance. Her outfits, her hairstyle, every choice appears to be carefully picked to tease and taunt. It's as if Meghan is saying, this isn't about pleasing you, it's a quiet little rebellion meant only for those living in gilded halls. And so, the question lingers, is this a playful nod or a deliberate burn? Whitney doesn't hold back in her candid video, declaring, I don't think she cares if you like the show. It's not about making a good show, it's all about her subtly roasting the royal family. This isn't for us regular folks, it's for a select few inside that castle. Her words echo like a secret shared between old friends at a late-night kitchen table. And as the laughter fades, one can't help but wonder if this is a new trend in royal commentary, an underground language of jibes where every sip of tea and every dollop of jam becomes a signal flare of defiance. What will the royals say when they catch on? This isn't the first time the sparkle of Netflix has been dimmed by such biting humor. Christina Pasitsky, another star on the platform, earlier labeled the show as highly inauthentic and fake. Then comes Katherine Ryan, once a cheerleader for Meghan, who now laments that Meghan seems to have swapped sincerity for a glossy, Hollywood act. Ryan claims that Meghan's performance is less about real-life charm and more about cozying up to celebrities, her every move seeming calculated for the cameras. Could it be that the glitz of celebrity life has changed her from the inside out? The stage is set for drama, and every word feels like the calm before a storm. Whitney's biting comparisons continue as she likens Meghan to a scorned soul tossing out provocative posts on social media, posts crafted solely to get an ex-boyfriend's attention. It's just a big F*** you to the prom court over there across the pond, she writes on Twitter, as if the screen itself were a battleground for long-held grudges. The imagery is vivid, a modern damsel, armed with a smartphone and a razor-sharp wit, daring the elite to take notice. Is this just playful banter, or is there a deeper message hidden beneath the sparkle of a lifestyle show? The magic, or the mischief, doesn't stop at social media. Every gesture, every subtle detail on screen carries weight. Watch closely as Meghan prepares a cup of tea. She deliberately lets it steep in the open air, almost as if challenging the royal obsession with formality. Tea isn't a big deal, you just leave it out and let it get warm in the sun, Whitney remarks, suggesting that even this simple act is a sly critique. Picture a sunny afternoon where every cup of tea whispers, it's okay to break the rules. And then there's the jam, a homemade fruit spread that, according to Whitney, isn't meant to compete with anything less refined. Charles makes his jam too sweet, so she does her own preserves, she adds with a smirk. It's a culinary showdown played out on a kitchen counter, subtle, yet searing. There's even more to this layered performance. Whitney points out that Meghan's choice to appear barefoot is not an accidental nod to freedom but a purposeful deviation from the tightly bound traditions of the royal family. Her hair, styled with a casual tendril that falls just so at the front, seems to whisper a quiet, rebellious oops at all the rules that come with being a princess. Each detail is like a brushstroke on a portrait that's meant to challenge rather than charm. And one can't help but ask, in a world where every step is watched, how far will one go to send a message? This show, as Whitney argues, isn't made for the average viewer. It's as if Meghan is crafting a private letter, intended not for the masses but for the inhabitants of an exclusive castle. We've all sent a message hoping someone important would notice, Whitney muses, comparing it to that desperate, late-night post on social media when you're hoping your crush or ex finally gets the hint. In this case, however, the target is unmistakably the in-laws of royalty. The irony isn't lost, a show about imperfections set against the polished image of royal life. Does anyone else see the contradiction simmering just beneath the surface? Not long after Whitney's explosive remarks, Catherine Ryan stepped into the fray with her own brand of critique. Once a supporter of Meghan's journey, Ryan now argues that Meghan's on-screen persona is as manicured and forced as a script read out of a Hollywood playbook. She's very Hollywood, even for me, and I don't like that in people, Ryan confesses. It's a dramatic twist that takes you by surprise, a former fan now questioning the authenticity of someone they once admired. Could it be that the glitter of celebrity has clouded true character? And why does it feel like every detail of Meghan's past is being rewritten before our very eyes? Ryan points out a curious contradiction in Meghan's storytelling. On one hand, the Duchess recounts a childhood filled with fast food and TV tray dinners, a tale that seems to fit a modern, accessible image. Yet, in a 2016 interview on a children's cooking show, she spoke of meals prepared from fresh, farm-to-table ingredients. This sudden flip-flop in details raises eyebrows. If our memories are supposed to be anchors, why does Meghan's story drift like a boat on an uncertain tide? It's a mystery that adds another layer of drama to the unfolding narrative. Both Meghan and Catherine share a unique connection, born from their Canadian roots and their ties to Netflix. Ryan, with her stand-up specials that have charmed millions, finds herself in a complicated dance of admiration and disillusionment. On her podcast Telling Everybody Everything, she even admitted that she once rooted for Meghan with genuine hope. Yet, as the narrative shifted and the public eye sharpened, so did her criticism. I like Meghan Markle, I was rooting for her, Ryan recalls, her tone mixing regret with a wry sense of irony. But as she lays out her observations, one can't help but wonder, where did the line between authenticity and performance truly blur? Ryan's podcast segment dives deeper into the cultural backdrop that shapes these stories. She argues that many in Britain carry an unconscious bias, or residue of old colonial mindsets that make it hard for someone like Meghan to fit in. This is a very racistly structured country, she states plainly, pointing to the deep-seated traditions that favor perfection over reality. Her words cut through the polished veneer of celebrity culture like a sharp knife, leaving us to ponder the true cost of fame. Can a single show ever unravel such a tangled web of history and prejudice? Yet, even as these debates rattle on, a part of the narrative focuses on Meghan's own intentions. She appears to be reaching out, hoping that the royals will catch on to her subtle signals. Whitney insists that Meghan is well aware of her audience, even if that audience is confined to the high walls of a castle. She's doing this just for them, Whitney declares, evoking the image of someone sending secret messages through everyday actions. The idea lingers like a question in the air, is this a personal vendetta or a cleverly masked call for change? While the critics sharpen their tongues, industry insiders have a different take. A Netflix source hints that the new series isn't exactly breaking viewing records, and that audiences seem to prefer seeing Meghan share the screen with Prince Harry. Even comedian John Mulaney had a laugh at a Netflix event, remarking that it wasn't every day the platform handed out money without a clear plan, drawing a parallel to the infamous Harry and Meghan project. In the shifting sands of streaming television, where every laugh or frown counts, one must ask, is this all just a clever experiment, or is there a deeper agenda at play? The plot thickens when Catherine Ryan turns her attention to Meghan's performance style. In her view, Meghan's entire act comes off as overly rehearsed, a picture-perfect facade that feels as choreographed as a dance routine. It's very manicured and forced, Ryan confides, her tone mixing disappointment with a dash of humor. The idea is simple yet powerful, a real person shouldn't need a script to be genuine. But when your every move is calculated to impress, do you lose the spark of authenticity? The tension between artifice and honesty hangs in the balance. One standout moment in the show comes from a seemingly minor correction during a kitchen scene. Mindy Kaling, in a light-hearted moment, refers to her simply as Meghan Markle, only to be corrected by the Duchess herself, who proudly proclaims, "I am Sussex now." This isn't just a change of name, it's a declaration, a subtle rebellion against old labels. Catherine Ryan uses this moment to question the whole idea of changing one's name without a real conversation about it. Why do we just follow along without asking questions? She wonders aloud, leaving us to mull over the significance of identity and tradition. What does it really mean to choose a name in today's world? Ryan's reflections soon drift to a personal anecdote, a memory of an awkward yet memorable encounter with Prince Harry at an event in London. It was at the Wellchild Awards, a setting where the air was thick with anticipation and nerves. Ryan recalls feeling jittery, knowing she had made jokes about Harry in the past, and fearing a confrontation. Yet, when Harry approached her, his first words were a warm acknowledgement. "Oh, you're the one who tells jokes about me." Instead of anger, he simply said he liked jokes, urging her to continue. This unexpected moment of acceptance, the genuine calm in his voice, painted a stark contrast to the overproduced image Meghan now projects. How often do we get to see the real person behind the celebrity? That encounter left Ryan with a mix of admiration and lingering questions. She described seeing Prince Harry up close, his presence striking, almost as if the images in magazines had come to life in brilliant high definition. There was a peaceful, almost serene quality about him as he moved confidently among the crowd. It was a moment that resonated deeply with anyone who has ever felt the burden of expectation. In that brief, electric meeting, the difference between genuine character and a carefully rehearsed act became painfully clear. What stories lie hidden behind those calm eyes? In earlier interviews, Ryan had even sung Meghan's praises. She admired the Duchess's voice, her willingness to challenge the norms, and her bold defiance of expectations. Yet now, she finds herself questioning everything. "I used to love her voice and her strength," Ryan reflects, "but now it seems all wrapped up in this overly polished package." The very traits that once made Meghan a beacon of change now feel like a performance, too neat, too designed. It's a curious transformation that leaves us wondering, can a person ever truly evolve without shedding a bit of their past self? As the debate continues, whispers from within Netflix hint that the show isn't exactly a runaway hit. Some insiders say that while the platform boasts a vast library of content, not every star is a crowd pleaser. Viewing figures have shown that audiences seem more drawn to the chemistry between Meghan and Prince Harry than to the self-contained world of the show itself. Even as critics pound away with their barbed comments, one must consider, in the relentless churn of streaming content, what really matters, ratings or reputation? The answer remains as elusive as a well-kept secret. Amid all the criticism and industry chatter, Meghan's show stands as a pivotal moment for the Sussexes. Their colossal deal with Netflix, rumored to be worth around $100 million, carries the weight of both high hopes and heavy scrutiny. The stakes are enormous, and every misstep is analyzed with the intensity of a live-wire debate. For some, this series might be a turning point, a chance to redefine their place in the public eye. For others, it might be a last gasp of an era defined by controversy. And as Season 2 already wraps up filming, the burning question remains, will the Sussexes rise from the ashes, or are they destined to be another headline in the saga of modern royalty? The show's impact extends far beyond the screen. Meghan recently relaunched her lifestyle brand, as ever, showcasing products like raspberry jam and those quirky flour sprinkles she can't stop mentioning on the show. Every detail, from the selection of ingredients to the way the products are presented, carries an air of calculated charm. Yet critics remain unbowed. Some publications have dubbed the series a gormless lifestyle filler and even predicted it might be the Sussexes' final TV venture. With such strong opinions circulating, one can't help but feel the tension is building, like the calm before a storm that promises to upend the established order. Industry voices are also weighing in. Reputation management expert Andy Barr notes that Netflix is likely keeping a close eye on its talent, reminding them to steer clear of biting comments about competing shows. The nature of modern media means that stars often jump from one project to another, sometimes airing their grievances only after they're free from contractual ties. Barr suggests that Meghan and her team might be quietly fuming as former allies turn their backs, their criticisms a muted protest against a system that offers little room for public debate. Is it possible that behind the laughter and jibes, a silent storm of dissent is gathering momentum? In one of the show's final episodes, a quiet yet poignant scene unfolds. Prince Harry makes a rare appearance, joining Meghan, her mother Doria Ragland, and a group of close friends for an outdoor brunch that feels both celebratory and reflective. The soft clink of glasses and murmured toasts set a gentle backdrop as Meghan raises her cup to mark what she calls a new chapter, a moment of rebirth away from the rigid confines of the past. "This feels like a fresh start," she declares, her voice trembling with emotion, "a chapter full of creativity and new dreams." The scene leaves viewers on the edge, wondering what the next page in this unfolding story will reveal. At its heart, this series is more than just a lifestyle show, it's a high-stakes gamble on Meghan's brand and the future of the Sussexes. With every episode, every carefully chosen prop, the show hints at larger ambitions. It's a delicate balancing act between nostalgia for an old order and the rebellious drive to forge something new. As the audience debates whether this is a genuine reinvention or a clumsy, self-serving act, the truth might lie somewhere in between. And as the credits roll on Season 1, the lingering question remains, what will the next chapter hold for this modern royal drama? Industry watchers have long debated the impact of such high-profile projects. Amy Stewart, a culture and TV expert, reminds us that Netflix churns out thousands of shows and that not every piece will win universal praise. In a world where self-opinionated podcasts and viral social media rants are the norm, it's only natural that some voices will rise in protest. Stewart wonders if the criticism from voices like Catherine Ryan and Christina Pasitsky will even sway the streaming giant's course. After all, does it really matter if a few famous faces express their disdain when viewership and subscriptions speak louder than words? The answer might just lie in the next tweet, the next review, a mystery that keeps us watching. For now, the saga continues. Meghan's journey from an acclaimed actress on Suits to a figure straddling the worlds of royalty and reality TV is a story filled with twists and turns. Every new comment, every backstage revelation adds another brushstroke to a portrait that is as complicated as it is captivating. And while some may call the show an exercise in narcissism, others see it as a bold, if controversial, attempt to rewrite the rules of fame. As the Sussexes navigate this turbulent media landscape, one can only wonder, will they find the balance between art and authenticity, or will the pressures of expectation ultimately prove too heavy to bear? In the end, the narrative is as much about the present as it is about a future yet unwritten. With Season 2 already in the can and new product lines emerging under the As Ever brand, Meghan's team faces choices that could redefine her public image for years to come. As representatives from both sides of the debate prepare to speak, and as viewers keep their eyes glued to the screen, the drama is far from over. Every comment, every laugh, every critical tweet is a piece of a larger puzzle, a puzzle that might one day reveal whether this bold new chapter is the beginning of a renaissance or just another fleeting moment in the ever-changing world of celebrity. What will the next act bring?